Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought that it would be a lot of fun to share all of my favorite home decor thrift finds that I found over the years, and then afterwards to show you all where I'm gonna decorate with them throughout the house. So without further ado, I have a huge haul of a bunch of thrift finds that I want to share with you all. So let's just get right into it. So the first thing I'll start by sharing with you all is going to be one of my favorite things to look for while I'm out thrifting or going to antique shops or even estate sales and things like that. And that's going to be vintage books. Now I know a lot of people love looking for vintage books and we all use them for different purposes. I like to use them mainly as risers for my decor, and I love to look at the different colors of the books and choose ones that go with my style. So I have a ton of books that I decorate with, y'all, and I'm so lucky that throughout the years, through the different estate sales and thrift stores that I've been to, I've been able to get all of these books for a steal of a deal. I usually get the books for no more than $5 a book. Usually it's around $1 or $2 a book, so that's definitely a steal for vintage books. Next, one of my favorite items that I seem to always gravitate towards when I'm out at the thrift stores is candle holders. So I have a ton of candle holders that I've thrifted over the years, and I'm really glad that I have, because when I change up my decor, I always seem to go for candle holders. I feel like when you have candles in your displays, it just looks really beautiful. You don't have to light them. You can just have them out as a display and they look really pretty, and they can just finish off any type of display or vignette that you're decorating. So I have some that are just your stereotypical brass, just beautiful taper candle holders. And then I also have some more unique ones. So I have this one right here that I'm really excited to decorate with in this video. So this one is really nice and long, as you can tell. You can make it into any shape that you want, which I think is super cool. I'm just gonna be decorating with it extended out like this, but it's so pretty because it has a lot of detail on it. This looks almost like little flowers or something like that. So this is gonna go on our dining table, and I think it's gonna look really beautiful on there. Another candle holder that I picked up right before we moved into this house. I was hoping that we would have a fireplace in this house or in whatever house that we would buy in the future, but I saw this while I was out thrifting at Savers for only $6.99. So I had to pick it up because I had the perfect idea. I thought that I could put this inside of the fireplace during the springtime and the summertime when we're not using the fireplace to actually have fires in it. I can set this in there, and then I can go ahead and add some battery operated candles to it, turn them on every night, and I think that's just gonna give a beautiful ambient glow. Now, another one of my favorite types of candle holders to look for while I'm out thrifting or antiquing or at estate sales is these types of candle holders right here. So I'm not really sure what these are called. These are the ones, of course, that you can carry to actually provide light for yourself, but I think these are so beautiful. They're definitely vintage or vintage inspired, and they look so pretty when you put them on top of a book, or you can just put them at any vignette. Again, there's something that just kind of completes your vignette or your display. So I'm very excited to decorate with this one as well. Next, let's talk about some brass pieces. So again, something that I love to search for is brass pieces, because I feel like the brass color is so pretty, so warm. It adds to any kind of a display that you're doing. So I'm going to share with you all these two beautiful swans right here. So I think that I found these at Goodwill, and they're absolutely beautiful. I love how this one swan is kind of looking up, and this one, it looks like it's just swimming along. So these are so fun to decorate with, and I can't wait to show you guys where I'm going to add them. And keeping along with the brass theme, I also found this in the past. So I think that this was a bell at one point. You can imagine that you could ring it like this. It doesn't have anything inside of it anymore, but I would assume that that's what it was in the past. Either way, it's super cute. It looks like a little pear, and I absolutely love decorating with this as well. It just gives any of your displays a little unique touch. So the next item, I shared these with you all in the last video. I picked these up at the St. Vincent de Paul on one of my last thrifting trips that I went on. These are just little trinket dishes, so you can put anything that you want inside of them. I told y'all in the last video that I was thinking I could put some greenery in them or some florals in them, and I found some greenery here in my stash that I'm gonna be adding to these. So let me show you guys how these are gonna look, and then at the end of this video, we will be decorating with them, so stay tuned for that. All right, so look at this right here. Don't these look super cute? So these are just some Greenery Sprigs from, I believe, Hobby Lobby that I've had for a while already. So let me show you guys what I did to add them into our little trinket dishes here. So this is the sprig right here, and as you can tell, It's literally just a little greenery sprig. So all that I did was I just folded this part up. Of course, you could take it apart if you wanted. I don't want to take it apart because I might use it for something else in the future. And I've taken greenery sprigs and florals apart before, and then I usually don't end up reusing them. So I found that it's better for me to just fold them like this. That way I can just use them for anything else in the future. But I just take it like this, fold it up, and I just add it into my little trinket dish, and then we can just kind of zhuzh these around and fill in the bowl. Make it look like it is not a greenery sprig and like you just made this beautiful display and it took a lot of hard work, when really it's just one greenery sprig that you folded and added in there and made it look wild, but it looks absolutely beautiful. So since I decided to use those trinket dishes as some sort of vessel, I will share another vessel with you all. So I did find this vintage crock. Not sure where I found it. I think it was at an estate sale, I think. So anyways, it's a beautiful crock. I love the color of it. And this I'm going to use as a vessel as well. So I have another greenery sprig. This one I actually took out of a pot that I didn't like. So I'm just gonna stick this in here. Super simple, looks super cute, and it'll add a natural element anywhere that you put it in your house. Now let's move on to some more unique items that I picked up, mainly because I just liked how they looked, and I am not gonna use them for what they're intended for, but they do look beautiful in any kind of a display. So what I'm talking about is these vintage spools right here. So I absolutely love decorating with these. If y'all saw any of my videos when we lived at the previous house, I would use these a lot as risers at that house, and I'm still going to be using them for the same thing. They're absolutely beautiful. The color of the wood, I just couldn't pass up when I found them. I found these at an antique store and I got them for $5 a piece, which I thought was a steal of a deal. They look so beautiful when you put a candle on top of them or some greenery or any kind of little dish or anything like that on top of them. So let me show you guys. For example, if you put a candle on top, it looks super beautiful, almost like it's a candle holder, even though it's a vintage spool. Or you can add something like our little brass bell right here to one of them and add it to any of your displays, and again, that looks super cute. Now another unique find that I absolutely love decorating with is going to be this oil lamp right here. Now I know this oil lamp is missing its top globe, but I don't really care. I really like how it looks, and it's definitely a substantial size, so anywhere that I decorate with it, it definitely stands out. And the really cool thing about this one is it still has the wick in it, and you can go ahead and roll it up, roll it down. I think that's super awesome, and I love decorating with this, so I can't wait to show you where we're gonna decorate with this. So another one of my favorite unique finds is this right here. So this is actually a placemat. I found several of these at our Goodwill, and these placemats have illustrations in the middle by John Gould, and these illustrations were actually made in 1804. So that is super cool. Of course, these are remakes of those, but I still think that's really awesome to incorporate something antique into my decor. So I don't use these as placemats. I actually just use them as decor. I love adding them to my fireplace and just using a stand to stand them up in the middle of the fireplace. I feel like they look really beautiful, and then I can change them out throughout the seasons. So this season, because spring is right around the corner, I decided to use this one right here that has the cute little babies in it, and it has some beautiful purple flowers in it as well to bring in some spring flair to our fireplace. So up next, we have this shelving unit that I showed y'all in the last video that I picked up at St. Vincent de Paul for $5, y'all, a steal of a deal. And I told y'all that we're gonna put it in the dining area, so that's what we'll be doing in this video. And I've kind of played with some decor on it, and I think it's gonna look really cute once we add it to the dining area. But let me go ahead and share the decor that we're gonna be using, because all of these items are thrifted as well. So I will tell you guys that everything that we're gonna be decorating with today is gonna be mainly thrifted items. However, there are gonna be some new things that are sprinkled in, like the sprigs. Obviously, I did not thrift. I found at Hobby Lobby. So this haul is all of the thrifted items, but like I said, we will be adding in some new items as well. So the first thing I'll start with that we're gonna be adding to the shelf in the dining area is gonna be this beautiful teapot right here. So this teapot I found a while ago. I think it was at Savers, and I absolutely love it. I love that it has the ceramic handle and a little ceramic top on top of the lid, and they have some blue in them, and it looks absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful copper finish, and I think it's gonna look really pretty in the dining area. So up next, as I stated, we are gonna be adding a couple of new things into the mix. So this is a jar that came from, I believe, it still has the price tag on the bottom, so this came from Burlington. I have had it for a super long time already, and a long time ago, I added in some coffee beans from some coffee that I wasn't a huge fan of, but I still wanted to reuse. So there's just coffee beans in here, and we're gonna be decorating with this on the shelf in the dining area as well. So the next item that we'll be decorating on this shelf with is gonna be this beautiful jelly mold right here. Now this I did pick up at Savers a while ago, and it's really beautiful. Of course, it's a copper finish, just like our little teapot right here. So it's gonna look really pretty on the same shelf as the teapot. And it's also really beautiful because it has some cherries embossed on the front right here. Just that small detail that kind of catches your eye. I absolutely love that. And then of course it also has a handle here at the top, so I could definitely hang it, but of course we're gonna be adding it to our shelf, just standing up in there. And I think it's gonna look really beautiful along with all of our other decor. Now we can move on to the second shelf on this shelving unit. So the first thing I'm gonna be adding to the second shelf is gonna be this beautiful glass and metal pitcher right here. I've shared this with you all several times in the past. When I found this at Savers, I think like 2 years ago now, I fell in love, and I'm still in love with it to this day. So I'm really happy that we found this shelving unit so that I can add this back out to my dining area, because I haven't had anywhere to put it out previous to this. So it's absolutely beautiful. It has a lot of detail on it. It has a very ornate top on it. And then of course it has some ornate detail going around this banding right here as well. And the glass on it is also perfect. I love to decorate with glass because I feel like the light just kind of bounces off of it, and it gives all of your decor kind of like an airy type of a feel. So I'm really excited to add this to our shelf. Now next to that pitcher, we're gonna be adding another pitcher. This pitcher is just a silver pitcher, but this one is also beautiful. I love how it has a super wide mouth at the top of it, and it has some beautiful detail here on the handle. So I think this is gonna look really pretty right next to that one. And to this, I'm also gonna be adding these right here. So these, I'm not sure exactly what they're called. I do know that this one is to make Mexican hot chocolate. These two, I'm not quite sure what they're called, but I'm sure you guys have seen them around. This one is really pretty because it has some extra detail on the handle itself, but it's really beautiful. I love all three of them, and I think they look really pretty all together. So once we add them into our pitcher, they look absolutely beautiful, and I think they're gonna look really pretty on our shelf. And the last thing that's gonna go on that shelf is gonna be yet again another pitcher. So I should also mention that when I'm out thrift shopping, antiquing, estate sales, that kind of stuff, I'm always looking for pitchers. I don't know what it is about pitchers, but I love decorating with them. So I have this pitcher that I found at an estate sale a while ago, and it's absolutely beautiful. Another piece that I haven't gone to decorate with yet. So I'm excited that I get to use it here in the dining area. So this one is also really beautiful. It has some more embossing on it, and this one has some flowers and some leaves. So it's really, really beautiful, and I absolutely love the color of it. That's what grabbed my eye the first time I saw it, was the color. And I think I picked it up for like $5, so another steal of a deal. So this one will be on the second shelf next to the other two pitchers, and to this I'm gonna be adding just another greenery sprig. I think this one also came from Hobby Lobby. I'm just gonna be adding it in like that, and I think that looks really pretty just to add some greenery to our whole display that's gonna be in the dining area and to bring in that natural looking element. The next item that I want to share with you all is going to be this beautiful woven vase right here. So this I picked up, I think it was at Goodwill, and I still have the price on it actually. This was $5.99, and I think it was a steal of a deal. It is super large, and it's really beautiful. I love the texture that it brings to any space that I decorate with it. And to this, we're gonna be adding in these beautiful sprigs right here. So I'm not quite sure where I picked these up. I know I've had them for a really long time, but they're really beautiful. They remind me of spring because they're just kind of like stems that have some little greenery popping out of them, and at the top, they even have some what look like little buds on them. So this reminds me totally of spring, which of course is the season that we are in. These I also just bended up because they were super long, and then I'm just gonna add them into this vessel, and look how beautiful that looks, y'all. Super easy and super beautiful. And of course, since it's such a large vase, it makes a substantial difference anywhere that you decorate with it. So I can't wait to show you all where I'm gonna decorate with this. So the last thing that we're gonna decorate with today is gonna be this beautiful basket right here. This is another basket that I have never gone to decorate with in the past, and I think it's gonna look really pretty in the area that I'm gonna add it. So I think that this basket has been chewed by my dog is the first thing. So has a little chew mark right there. Let me turn it so that the pretty side is facing y'all. So I think that this basket was probably for magazines at one point. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna be adding into it. I don't think that I have anything to add into it right now. I do want it in my entryway, so that will be something that I'll be adding to my ongoing thrifting list, is gonna be things that we can add to this basket. I actually think that some spring-inspired things would look really cute in here. Like maybe we could find a little shovel, some beautiful gardening gloves that we could add into here, maybe a little umbrella or something like that. But either way, I think it's gonna look really pretty in the entryway where I'm thinking about placing it. And y'all, that's gonna be it for all of the items that I like to look for when I'm out thrifting, antiquing, estate sailing, and everything that we're gonna be decorating with today. So let's go ahead and get into the decorating portion of this video. So then as I went to put the glass jar with the coffee beans on this shelf, I realized that it was too wide for the shelf itself. So I had to come up with a different plan. I also realized that the teapot was a little bit too short for this strip that's in the front of the shelving unit. So I went and grabbed a book and used that as a riser for the teapot. So then I went back to my stash and I found these two really cute glass jars that I decided to put near the teapot, but I realized that the glass jar again was a little bit too short for this strip that's in the front. So I went and got a little riser and put the glass jar with a vintage pie cutter inside of it right next to the teapot. Then I moved on to this corner in the dining area, and I forgot to share with you all this large vase pitcher that I found at an estate sale for only $10 a while ago. It's so beautiful and I think it fits in this corner perfectly, and I just added some beautiful spring-like florals to it. Then when it comes to adding the taper candles into this candle holder, they didn't want to stay in place, so I decided to go and grab a lighter and to melt the bottom a little bit and then stick it in there.